Hello and welcome back to the next video on this channel. My name is Peps and today I welcome you to day number 2 of Wrestling Dontaku 2026 from New Japan Pro Wrestling and my review with it. I don't have much time today because I have university in like 2 hours, so we need to quickly get through this so I can edit it and upload it. And with that, I would say we don't waste any more time and straight up jump into the first show. And the first match on the card is already a title match, as we have the New Japan World Television title on the line as Konosuke Takeshita defends against Chase Owens. Chase tries to attack Takeshita with a baseball slide during the entrance, but Takeshita saw it coming, leading to him dominating for a minute until Chase got the control, and I was just bored by this entire match, to be completely honest. Seeing Chase work all over Takeshita for 3 minutes is so stupid. Takeshita won the G1 Climax last year. He held the IWGP Heavyweight title until Wrestle Kingdom. There's absolutely no need for him to go 50-50 with Chase and selling so hard for him. If Takeshita remotely thinks anything of himself, he should just beat the absolute dog shit out of Chase Owens. What are we even doing here? They go to the outside. Takeshita throws Chase on the apron twice. Yujiro takes out Takeshita. Chase is once again back into control, hitting a tremendous looking V-trigger. Irony. That looked like absolutely dreadful. A ref bump follows. Shoda makes the save, powers up Takeshita, and now we get Show. Renerator, Dick Togo, Kanemaru running out. And then, I'm not even kidding, like 50 different Hontai members made the save. Takeshita clears everyone out with a dive and wins the match then with the Raging Fire. It was just a bad match. I don't know what to say about this. Takeshita vs. Chase Owens had runners of Yuji Takahashi, Shota Umino, Dick Togo, Ren Narita, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taika Masuwa, Toru Yano, Aaron Wolf, and Master Water, and definitely forgot someone. Who asked for this? Who was sitting there thinking like, we need all of this? Are we at least getting a dog pound cage match or something? I don't think so. Because after the match, a video played and a masked figure that was already there at Sakura Genesis appeared in the ring, took out Takeshita, and revealed himself to be Sanada. The returning Sanada after being out since New Year's Dash, and the crowd pops huge for him. Absolutely big pop for him. Cool to see him back. I'm not really hyped to see anything revolving him and Takeshita, but Sanada is a cool guy. He looks like, with his hairstyle, that he's back into his 2018-ish phase. And backstage then, Takeshita pretty much challenged Sanada to a title match that will likely happen at Dominion, as well as proposing to join the main unit of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And with that is finally a full-on babyface now in this company. No more heel babyface switch every 2 weeks. He finally has decided what he wants to be in this company, or the company has decided what he wants to be. Is babyface the right role for it? I don't know. For him, I don't know. I would really like him as a heel, but you know what? Just do it. If you can't decide it anyway, just go with this, because then we have at least some kind of direction. Well, whatever match, let's move on. Because we have Unbound Company, Daiki Nagai Gedo versus Ryusuke Taguchi and Tatsuya Matsumoto. And Daiki Nagai here wins with the flying headbutt. It was a solid match, there's nothing more to say about it. Post-match, with Nagai cutting a little promo after where he said he will top the A block in the Best of Super Junior. And I'm really hyped for his Best of Super Junior because he's going to have a great one. He's in the A block with likes like Fujita, Master Water, Akira, Junka Saiko, and he's hungry as hell. He will go out there, he will have like 0 points by the end, but I'm super hyped to see what he's going to do. And with that, we move on to match number 3. Shota Umino and Tomoaki Honma face the Knockout Brothers, and that Loki kicked ass. I don't really know why, but I really enjoyed the interactions between Shota Umino and Asuka here, as well as the finishing stretch between Honma and Asuka. Like, the crowd was biting with some of these new ones. It was like, that is a random undercard match. No way they're beating the tag team champions here. And the crowd was like, oh my god. Like, not like that, but with some new thoughts. It was okay. In the end, Asuka puts Honma to sleep to get the big win. Asuka then said, hey, where are the challengers? We will find out who the challengers are later in the show. Then we had a House of Torture 8-man tag team match. Don Fale, Ren Narita, Show, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Yuji Takahashi against Aaron Wolf, Masawa Daigomasu, Toru Yano, and the 4, babyfaces Yano, Yo, Takemasu enter first. Then the last babyface Wolf gets a separate entrance, and I was like, okay, they're definitely running in. And House of Torture, that, as expected, attacks him from behind. It was the most obvious sneak attack. I smelled it like a mile away, because the moment he was getting like a separate entrance, was like, okay, that definitely is a run-in. And this one went on for ages. It went like 10 minutes, but it felt like 15. With the typical House of Torture stuff that we've seen 20,000 times. In the end, Wolf pins Yujiro after the Olympic Slam. Wolf picks up 2 wins over House of Torture in this weekend. And my highlight of this match was Gino Gambino asking commentator at the end of the match if anyone noticed that Toru Yano was in the match. To be completely honest, no, I did not, simply because I said it was an 8-man tag team match at the beginning of this, when I started to talk about this match, instead of 10-man, because I totally forgot that Toru Yano was in this match and just looked at my notes, so I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Next up, the first good match of the show. Taichi and Yuya Uemura defeat TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Rohei Oiwa, and this match started off with a typical Uemura and Oiwa interactions, just always kick just ass. Seeing them wrestle is just beautiful for my eyes, my enjoyment, and my fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're just the future, man. One of the highlights was the Frankenstein counter by Hartley Jackson, because Hartley got pinned by the Frankenstein by Yuta on the day prior. So this time he had a counter, hit a powerbomb that looks cool, but in the end he needs to lay down for Taichi in a very, very good outing. Post-match, Oiwa picked up the mic, says he wants more matches against Uemura. Yuya called him a rival after. It seems like they agreed to a tag match against each other. Yuya Uemura and Taichi with Zack Sabre Jr. and Rohei Oiwa. And it's a sick match for Dominion if that's the case. A really great matchup. And I think that will be unbelievable. New Japan is producing some of the best tag team wrestling this entire year. And we're getting to a point where it's like a conversation where the pure output ranks compared to other promotions in the last couple of years. And I would say, hey, they're definitely up there with some of the best tag team output that we've had so far. And it's really cool to see. I'm super pumped, because they don't have like the depth of other promotions where they have like 15 different all-time tag teams like EW is going to have by the summer. But they have a lot of different cool combinations and deliver in all sense of form. And that is awesome to see. Then we have the very typical Unbound Company versus United Empire match. Francesco Akira, Jake Lee, Jacob Austin, Young Zenji against Drilla Maloney, Robbie X, Seichi Shimori, Yota Tsuji. And you can pretty much take my takes from yesterday's show and just copy it one by one to this. But I need to say 2 things. Well, 3 things, actually. First, the Robbie X theme just hurts my ears. He's cool. I like his wrestling. I like his spots, but his theme hurts my ears. The second point is there was like a young fan screaming Akira's name really loudly. That was kind of funny. And the third thing is, and then it has a little bit to do with the match itself, I thought it was clearly fun. And the standout was Zayn Jay's performance for me. He looked once again great in this. He had cool interactions with Drilla Malone. He had cool interactions with Yota Tsuji. And it's only the beginning of him. It's like very obvious, and New Japan sees something in him because they gave him a personality very early. And he's going to be a big player for the future. In the end, Yota Tsuji taps out Zayn Jay with the Boston Crab to get the big win here after suffering a devastating loss last night to Andrade. Next up, we have the first big match on the show. We have 3 bigger matches here. My God, what a match it was. For the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles, Ichiban Sweet Boys, Koji Fuji, Robbie X put the titles on the line for the first time against El Desperado Mystico. This match was set up yesterday to be a title match, and I was really excited when this was originally announced to be an undercard match. But when it became a title match, my excitement skyrocketed. A bit slower start compared to other recent Junior Tag Team title matches, which was to be expected with Mystico in it. But what I thought was very obvious from the beginning was that Robbie was like super pumped to wrestle Mystico. He was like doing all the counters and all of that. I can't really blame it because it's Mystico, right? Like, who doesn't love Mystico? And wrestling Mystico sounds great on top as well. he was really locked in, and I especially love when he countered the La Mystica attempted to roll up, as it shows he knows the big moves of Mystico really well, and it set up the finish for later when it goes through, which was also really cool. Another highlight was the dive of El Desperado through the ropes, where he completely took out Fujita, nearly killed himself. That was like really cool. And then we had the highlight of the match, which was the Desperado Fujita sequences. They completely cooked inside the ring. Mystico needed to make it safe at one point, hits Fujita with a Spanish fly, but Eagles takes him out with a destroyer before Desperado plants him with a spear. I adored everything that revolved around Fujita. He's just a man. His chemistry with El Desperado was fantastic. The chemistry with Mystico was fantastic. Fujita hit 2 insane hellbutts, elbow chop exchange, and then the double submission by TVTK, but Mystico counters, locks in it, La Mystica. Desperado counters as well. Numero dos locked in, and Fujita and Robbie Eagles both tap out. Mystico and El Desperado are the new IWGP Tag Team Champions. Mystico wins his first New Japan title in 17 long years. I really enjoyed the Junior Tag Team title match, and I thought it was a great outing and another really good Junior Tag Team division match that we've recently gotten. Ever since Ichiban and Sweetbird have won the belts and escaped the House of Torture Vortex. The match against Robbie X and Ishimori were great. This was a lot of fun. The match between Ishimori and X against United Empire was sick as well. The booking, we can all talk about this booking and everything surrounding that, right? All good. But the wrestling itself is just very enjoyable. I just really enjoy what they're doing inside the ring. Mystico and Desperado, an interesting tag team pairing. It frees up Kosi Fujita for the best of Super Juniors. I think that's the more important thing, Rio, to me. Then we have the never made 6-man title match. Bishamonte, Hiroki Goto, Boltin Oleg, Yoshihashi defend against United Empires, Great-O-Khan, Hinari, and Will Ospreay. And the VTR for this match was already great. It hyped me really up for this match. And I didn't really know what to expect from in-ring perspective because I'm not the biggest fan of Great-O-Khan. Hinari can be good. Was he good in this match? We will find out. The VTR for this match was great, as I said, and then the match started with a dominant phase of United Empire and slowly developed into a cool stretch between Boltin, Oleg, and Hinari. Just two meaty men just going at each other, always rocks. And Hinari had great chemistry here with Boltin, Oleg, and it was like, wait a minute. Maybe they should run a singles match between them. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest with you. Then we had a great Goto versus Will Ospreay interaction that just kicked ass, just like last night in the 6-man tag here as well. It was a bit cut short in comparison, but because it led to everyone running in and Ospreay getting caught mid-air as he tries to go for the Oscutter by Boltin Oleg and then instantly into the Kamikaze. And from then it was like, yes, and was like punching my screen. Not deliberately, but at least in my head. I was like, okay, this is going to absolutely rock from now on. They then went back to Ospreay versus Goto inside the ring, and Goto hit their kite 10 from the top rope, which is, of course, his code red, to an awesome spot. And it slowly went to Great-O-Khan and Hinari going for Yoshihashi and Goto. Then it led to completely isolating Yoshihashi, and then it started Yoshihashi's great comeback sequence where he first takes out Hinari, then he takes out Great-O-Khan, and in the end, Ospreay with a lariat as well. Then Bishamonte, all 3 are in the ring, getting newly done, go for the finish, but Ospreay jumps over Great-O-Khan's body, who's in the shoulder position, and just completely takes out Boltin with a hit of blade, hits the Sky Twister press to the outside. Hinari goes for the rampage, but once again countered by Yoshihashi. Okan locks in a claw like last night, slams Yoshihashi to the ground, eliminated attempt by code breaker by Yoshihashi, roll up, 1, 2, kick out. Ospreay takes out Goto. Okan counters Yoshihashi's super kick attempt, and now we have a 3v1 against Yoshihashi. Headbutt by Hinari, powerbomb, hidden blade, eliminate, combination from the top rope. 1, 2, 3. And it's over. What a match this was. We have new never with 6-man tag team champions, Hinari, Great-O-Khan, and Will Ospreay. This just rocked. I really enjoyed this one. It was especially great performances from Yoshihashi towards the end of the match, Bolton and Hinari especially as well, who held it together really well at the beginning, as well as Goto and Will Ospreay, who did the middle parts really well. I thought that Great-O-Khan, whenever he was used in, was also really good. So, this just rocked. My clear standard, as I said, is Yoshihashi. This dude is just special. The guy absolutely delivered big time in every single match yet on this tour. What a guy. And I need him in the G1 Climax again, man. It will be great. Post-match, where then Hinari and Great-O-Khan grabbing the microphone and calling out none other than the Knockout Brothers, Yuto, Ice, and Asuka for the IWGP Tag Team titles. Yeah. And I'm really going to be hyped for that. They've been teasing this match for a bit. I think ever since the New Japan Cup, where Ice and Asuka went, Ice and Hinari went after each other, and now we are getting the tag title match. Likely at the Dominion. Is it going to be the banger that we had at the last couple of shows? I don't think so. To be completely honest, I think it will be a step below, but still, it should be another great defense for the Knockout Brothers here. Then we go on to the main event. IWGP Heavyweight title match. Callum Newman versus Shingo Takagi. And of course, what needs to be mentioned is 1 year ago at Wrestling Dontaku Night 2 2025, Callum Newman had his big breakout performance in the main event scene against Will Ospreay and against Hiroki Goto for the IWGP Heavyweight title, where he came short, but he had such a great outing. Everyone was like, holy shit, this Callum Newman guy has something. And now 1 year later, he is the one walking into Dontaku, into the same venue in Fukuoka as the champion. On the other side, we have Shingo Takagi, who tries to reclaim the IWGP Heavyweight title, and we had Natsupoi ringside for that, which was kind of funny. She wrestled for Stardom earlier today in Kumamoto, where she picked up the win together with Rion against Saida Momokoko, but she made sure to drive to Fukuoka for this match, which is like a 2-hour drive. I don't know how close it was for her to get here. I definitely think it was really close. At the beginning of the match, we had Shingo Takagi and Callum Newman doing the sword thing, which is, of course, a callback to the Best of Super Juniors match between Shingo and Ospreay from Best of Super Juniors. So they did it here as well, which was kind of cool. And the match then starts with a quick interaction between both, with Callum going for the Oscar, but Shingo saw it coming this time. Shingo took over most of the control of the match, and with that pace, trying to slow it down whenever Callum tried to use its speed to speed the match up. They go to the outside, where Callum hits an insane running footstomp on Shingo through the chairs, which looked absolutely sick. Callum then started to flirt with Natsupoi ringside, but Shingo comes in and beats up Callum. And what was funnier considering. Never mind, I'm not going to start this topic here. But people who know. Callum then goes to the top rope con hero, but stands it as Shingo escapes it. Shingo goes back inside the ring, hits one of his own, and gets a poise sign from Natsupoi, which was a cool shot ringside. Callum then throws Shingo through one of the ring announce tables ringside, where Tanahashi was sitting with the backdrop. And good that, unlike other matches in the past with Callum with both Shingo involved, they didn't just wait 10 minutes to set it up, do nothing, and then 10 minutes go back to it, but instead just straight up do it, which was really cool then. From then on, they did great sequences with a lot of kind of two things that I really liked about this portion of the match was first, Callum Newman popping up off those suplex. It seemed like he was going for another, but it just breaks it down to sell, which was cool and shows his development in terms of selling. And then the second is that Callum teased Oscutter. Shingo was like, okay, I see it coming, but instead he goes with the left arm lariat to takes out Shingo, which was a cool thing to show his in-ring IQ inside a match. He has learned so much in the past couple of months, it's crazy. Similar to the 2024 match, Callum countersended the DDT attempt by Shingo into an Oz cutter, but Shingo saw it coming this time, hit a cutter mid-air off his own, pumping bomber. Shingo breaks down again. Callum breaks down again, goes then for the Excalibur, but misses and sells his foot. The ref checks him in, but he pulls off the ref. Sanjay interferes, Daiki Nagai interferes, Jake Lee interferes, and Yotatsuji runs out as well. Everyone gets taken out. Excalibur then by Callum Newman. 1-2 kick out. Made in Japan follows by him as well to another near fall. Princess Curls near fall. And the crowd is absolutely going crazy for both of them. Callum then starts to kick Takagi. Shingo powers up for a short arm pumping bomber, but then goes down again, which gives enough time to Callum to counter the follow-up. Then the crown is revealed, but Callum eats the lariat instead. Made in Japan. A second made in Japan. 1-2 kick out. Pumping bomber. Falling dragon. 1-2 kick out. Callum is in absolute trouble, and that is when Will Ospreay is now ringside and pumps up Callum Newman, and Callum is just totally out of there. Light slaps by him, but gets elbowed. Headbutt by Takagi. Callum pulls once again the ref. Low blow, Princess Curse, 1-2 kick out. Go to sleep by Callum, which looks absolutely crazy. Make way counter into the headbutts by Shingo. Frankenstein by Shingo, pumping bomber. Then the low blow by Callum Newman once again. Make way, 1, 2, 3. And after 35 minutes, Shingo Takagi gets defeated by Callum Newman, and Callum Newman retains the IWGP Heavyweight title for the first time in a really good match. I thought the antics in the end got a little bit too much, but when you listen to the heat that Callum Newman is getting for his heeled antics, especially compared to others supposed to be heeled, like House Torture, it's like very funny, and he works perfectly in this role, so I get it that you want to lean more and more into it. And it also continues to tell the story that Callum needs to do everything he can to hold his belt, because while he is a champion, he's not on the level of a lot of these other names. Callum then attacks Yotatsuji post-match. Ospreay steps in when he wants to hit Shingo with the belt. Callum tells him, "You want me to stop doing it? Okay, now you do it." Gives him the belt, calls him a Death Rider. Ospreay was like, "I'm no Death Rider," and hits Shingo with a hit blade. He wasn't really happy that he needed to do it, but he needed to show loyalty to his boys. And with that, the night ends with Shingo Takagi laid out, Yotatsuji laid out, and we have Callum Newman with the microphone, and he challenges the two to a tag team match at Ignition in 2 days' time. Jake Lee and Callum Newman versus Shingo Takagi and Yotatsuji. If the United Empire wins, Yotatsuji and Shingo Takagi can't challenge Callum Newman for the IWGP Heavyweight title anymore. But if either man pins Callum, they will get a shot at the main event of Dominion. And with that, we end the show as New United Empire celebrate, as they have now 5 belts. Well, 3 belts, but 5 to ref and half a belt. With Andrade with the global belt. Hinari, Great Khan, Ospreay with the number 6-man titles. And then, of course, Callum Newman with the IWGP Heavyweight title. And with that, we also have set up what is going to happen at Dominion, because it's definitely going to be Yotatsuji. I said last night that they're going to run Yotatsuji versus Callum Newman. I expected them to do a bit more differently, but I really liked how they did the post-match angle. It was really well done. Callum looked like an absolute boss in this, and I think the match at Dominion will kick ass as well. With that, we are done with the show. I would say overall the show was much, much better than night 1. Like, we had 3 great matches. I really enjoyed the tag team match between TMDK and Oiwa Hartley Jackson against Taichi and Uemura. So overall, I would say it was a good show. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I'm really hyped to see what is going to happen at Dominion, because what we have laid out so far looks good. We have Team Decay with Zack and Oiwa versus Taichi and Uemura. We have likely Takeshi versus Sanada. We have likely Drilla versus Andrade versus Shota Umino for the global belt. We have likely Callum Newman versus Yotatsuji for the IWGP Heavyweight title. And with Knockout Brothers versus Hinari and Great Khan. That looks like a solid top card. I'm interested to see how they will fill the rest of the card. I hope at least that the junior title match gets on there. That would be awesome. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like or comment down below. With that, bye-bye.